Am I talking fast? That poem by Angelou makes me cry with pride every time. It's the human spirit talking out loud. All right, let's get to it. So, not everything was bad. There were, and I'm gonna give you the heads up that you're gonna laugh at some of these things because these are the black units that was in World War II. So remember, we're segregated, so they had to have only black units. I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at the names they gave them. Like y'all was real imaginative in during that
Black
time.
Unit 1, Black Unit 2.
Y'all was real imaginative. So
Just say
here
they
we
weren't
go.
racist because I'm already ticked off mad.
No, I don't think it's gonna tick you off. It was just like, really, how long did it take y'all to come up with these names? But here we go.
Bertram's experiences.
Oh, by the way, sorry to interrupt. And just so y'all can get into a glimpse into Marlon himself, of course, they're talking about one of my favorite groups of all time.
Bertram's experiences highlight only a fraction of what black men and women went through during the war. Still, they offer a picture of how truly extraordinary it was for those who were able to excel amid incessant discrimination. All black or predominantly black units, like the 320th Anti-Aircraft Barrage Balloon Battalion or the 761st Tank Battalion, became shining emblems of black resilience and triumph. These battalions bulldozed their way through the hate in Europe from both their adversaries and their allies and emerged as formidable and honorable soldiers. The only all-black divisions to fight in both World War I and World War II were the 92nd Infantry Division and the 370th Infantry Regiment. The 92nd Infantry Division, referred to as the Black Unit, was comprised of approximately 15,000 men and commanding officers. The 370th Infantry Regiment was called the Black Devils and had the coveted distinction of being the only black regiment to have all black officers. And then there was the Tuskegee Airmen, affectionately known as the Red Tails. They got their nickname when they became members of the 332nd Fighter Group. These pilots flew P-51 Mustangs to escort bomber pilots into enemy territory. The airmen's highly lauded performances stood out and contributed to a growing sense that black people should be fully integrated members of the U.S. Armed Forces. This group was formed in 1941 and it was based in Tuskegee, Alabama. After extensive training on the local Army airfield, college students who matriculated through this program became the first black military aviators in the U.S. Army Air Corps, which would later become the Air Force. Besides pilots, the program also produced navigators, bombardiers, aircraft mechanics, and more. During their time of service, these men flew more than 15,000 missions in Europe and North Africa during World War II. By the war's end, they'd earned more than 150 distinguished flying crosses.
I love the Tuskegee Airmen. One of my favorite historical groups of all time, the Tuskegee Airmen. Now let's get a little not rumor, but a little facts put together. Because if you knew about the Tuskegee Airmen, that you realize the word was they flew over 15,000 missions and never lost a bomber. That's not true. When the records came out after the war, unsealed records came after the war, they lost a total of 25 bombers. That being said, the average group that was doing the exact same job as the Tuskegee Airmen was on average of 74 bombers lost. So again, exceeding. On top of the fact that when they first started off, they had to excel dramatically because the P-16 Mustang that was given to them was old and a lot slower than the German planes. It wasn't until they had to prove themselves mission after mission after mission that the higher up started seeing to give them better equipment. So it was always set up to fail. And when they didn't, so I like the fact that you have to succeed expectations by giving the worst equipment at the same time, putting human lives on the line to prove a point that wasn't proven. You dislike skin color that doggone much that you willing to even put your own people up to death just to prove a point. Anything, Tracy?
This is really making me madder because it's like you wanted to make me angry today. Because I think about how did they get treated when once they came home? They couldn't sit in restaurants. They still didn't have jobs. We're going to talk about how they got screwed out of the GI Bill. What did they do all that fighting for? For what? To get treated the same way, to get the same racism, to get the same. Yeah, I'm just angry. I'm sorry. This is making me a whole lot angrier than I thought.
Welcome to Black History Month.
Oh no, I'm not saying I don't need to learn it. Well, I already knew this part, but I can't.
Anything, Anna?
It's like Tracy said, it's hard to even find the words. We knew a lot of this on the surface, but when you start filling in details, it starts to make the brain just,
Explode.
yeah.
Yeah.